The entry program, Relaxation is Motion, Lesson Number 1, Part 2. We are going to begin this lesson by building upon what you have learned energetically in your meditation. And we're going to start with prenatal breathing. Breathing is the primal buzz maker. It exercises, energizes, and heals the body, completely independent of air being moved. Prenatal breathing is the breathing without air. It is this action of the inhaling contractions of the core that forms and feeds our fetal bodies. Our core contracts to pull in nutrients and oxygen and expands to push out waste. This is our generative process. The core of vital movement, the movements of our life, are not found in the abdomen, as some would like you to believe. The core muscles of our life and bodily function is the diaphragm, iliacus, and psoas conjunction, which we'll describe in great detail in lesson number 2. All breathing is controlled by this group through the diaphragm. For this lesson, we will be concentrating on prenatal relaxation breathing. To do relaxation breathing and to learn to access and control regenerative breathing, we use our lower abdominal muscles. To create a breath cycle, we pull the muscles below the navel inward on inhalation and push them outward on expiration. We use the energy wave from the meditation in combination with the breath cycle, circulating the wave up the back of the body on inhalation and down the front of the body on exhalation. Remember, the energy wave is created by cells actually moving through your own conscious control. Our energy wave in this system is not imagination. The energy wave exists because cells have the ability to individually or in clusters to respond to our emotions, thoughts, and sensory stimulation. When our bodies are relaxed, we will create a wave of cell motions that in turn will create energy. Now some may doubt this, but all they need do is remember when they have had goosebumps or their hair standing up on the back of their neck. These were spontaneous actions of cells responding and reacting to emotional or environmental stimulation. Our goal is to control this. Remember, in your meditation, you had the ability to do this. So, in this next exercise of breathing, remember what you already have done. Remember what your cells already know and do on their own, and use that as you practice your breathing. So what we're going to work on now is what is called relaxation breathing. And I want you to begin by taking your right hand and making it into the shape of an L. Then place your thumb in your belly button. Then drop that down and place that over your lower abdominal muscles. Take your other hand, place it over it. And what we're going to work on is an relaxation exercise that we call prenatal breathing. And we call this prenatal breathing because underneath your hand is your belly button. And when you were just a fetus, you would take in nutrients by contracting your abdomen. And you would blow out waste by pushing outward. So we're going to begin by just practicing moving the lower abdominal muscles, the muscles directly under your hand, inward. And then push it outward. Now this isn't a big movement, and For some people, it might be very difficult, but just get relaxed and let it happen. Pulling in, pushing out. The more you relax, the easier it will move. So practice moving it in and out. Now, like our prenatal self, what I want you to do is inhale as you pull in. So you're going to pull the breath in. And as you let it out, exhale. So pull the breath in, push the breath out. Now, this may seem contrary to many things that are said out there in the real world, but this is the proper way to breathe. Contract and inhale, relax and exhale. Now, moving back to our meditation exercise, what I want you to do is to recall your energy wave. And as you contract and inhale, imagine your energy wave moving up the back of your body to the top of your head. Then allow it to flow over your body, taking out all tension. At first, this may be imagination, but with practice, we know that these cells are actually moving. We know that the cells are actually creating energy. So we're going to practice contracting, inhaling, and at first imagine that energy wave moving up. And then let it flow over, taking out all tension. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Now practice doing this at your own pace while I talk. It is a good idea to use your meditation, your guided meditation, to walk you through these cellular energizing maneuvers. Also, we've included the sound, the focus relaxation sound, and that will activate your cells too. So in time, your cells will be able to move under your own control and produce energy with just a thought. I want you to practice your breathing as often as you think about it. The best way to do this is to ritualize it. The best way of ritualizing it is whenever you sit in your car, breathe. Practice your breathing. Otherwise, you're just going to daydream anyway. Or when you're making your coffee, pick specific times to practice your breathing. And do it as often as you think about it. And now we'll move on to the next part. The foot positions. We have 3 foot positions that we will work with. The first is what we call the preparation, where both feet will be together. The second is called attention, where the feet are on a 45-degree angle. And the last is called the Wu Chi position, where the body is stacked up. Now, it's best to look at it from the skeleton point of view. You see, our skeleton, when the feet are together, reveals that the femurs come together. So our bones are on this angle, and that angle makes us unstable, and it tends to move our center of gravity. And thus, it's not exactly a good place to begin or to stay with. The second position, the attention position, takes the legs and puts the heels together and turns them outward, like this. Now what that does is it sets the trochanter behind the pelvis. When we move into the attention position and the heels move out, our trochanters are behind us. That's the upper part here of the femur. And that sets our center of gravity between our feet. This makes us very stable. And it is the natural indigenous way of standing. The last position is what we call the Wu Qi position. The Wu Qi position is when we take the feet and we put them parallel to each other so that the femurs are perpendicular. And this is what we call the shoulder width position. And it's also what I will call a lot the working position. And the working position aligns the center of the shoulder, the center of the hip, and the center of the foot. So when I move from attention into the working position, my bones are aligned and my center is still between my feet. This eliminates any stress on the legs, particularly when you bend your knees. Okay? In a normal situation, when we bend our knees, the weight should be falling straight to the ground. But most people are taught in Tai Chi, Qigong, martial arts, to put their feet wider than their shoulders and to sit. This torques the muscles and the bones. And this torsion creates stress and wear. The Wu Qi is the nothing position. If you sit, there will not be any lateral tension on your knees. There will not be any twisting of the femoral muscles or the lower leg muscles. Now this will become important when we talk about regeneration in our next lesson, is because we want these tissues to move in a way that they promote health and circulation. When they are wide like this and engaged, they obstruct flow and they create adhesions. So, our positions again are the preparation position, the attention position, the Wu Qi or working position. In this next section, what we will be working with is what we call swing theory. Now, swing theory is a natural way of bending your knees without bending your knees. And that's very important because in my system, your knees will bend, but you will not bend them. And what I mean by that is, when people bend their knees, they do so by usually contracting their femoral muscles. And this pulls them forward. And their weight tends to shift onto their toes, and they're, again, very unstable. And these muscles bind and engage to the point that they're ineffective. In swing theory and Tai Chi, what we do is we sit. And in sitting, we displace the pubicis and the pelvis backwards. When we do this correctly, this will create a groove that will be evident, or a lap. When we do it incorrectly, we'll be either laying back here or we'll be leaning forward. Very common to lean forward. Now, the primary reason why when people bend their knees, they lean forward, is the iliopsoas muscles are shortened because they work over a laptop or they work bending over. The average person spends most of their life on a slight angle. And then when you put them in a seat, this all binds up. So that shortens the back muscles and it creates adhesions along the spine. And then these adhesions will create injuries to the disc and other parts of the body. So we need to consider this because the deeper you go when you have shortened muscles, the further you will fall forward. Now, by doing the wiggles, we can loosen up all these tissues and eventually we'll come to a place where we can easily sit back in a reasonably straight position. So when we sit back, the whole body moves back and we're not engaging the quadriceps. Which brings us to another point. When we tend to sit back, we tend to always lock out. We go back till we feel resistance. But in swing theory, we don't want to do it. We want to imagine ourselves on a swing. I want to move. Now the foot position for this is the Wu Chi position, or the working position. And what we want to do is we want to sit back. Now, if you remember as a child, when you would sit back on the swing, you would push your butt back. Okay? Now, yes, you would lean forward, but we're not going to do that. We would sit our butt back. And that's what we want to do. We want the glutes to move back. Now, in order to get the swing to move forward, we had to flip the seat, because if you just moved yourself back, the seat wouldn't do anything. So we take that seat and we push down with our glutes, and that swings the pelvis and straightens the knees. So the mere act of taking your pubis and rolling back and then rolling forward bends and straightens the knees by the connective tissue patterns in the musculature. It requires very little effort. And as you practice this, you should be able to just simply roll into the position. Now, I say that guardedly because many people have different types of back pathologies or hips and knee pathology. So you must be gentle. First, don't go back and feel resistance. Always go to a point of comfort where there is no resistance. And you may have to, in fact, you will have to look at yourself in a mirror to see that you're not going too deep, that you're not engaging these quadriceps, that you're not bending forward. So it's a gentle rolling process. We roll back and we push the glutes down, and it's a simple little process of swinging on a swing. Now this will loosen up the legs. So that is swing theory. Tai Chi and Qigong are an anomaly to the Western thought because the goal is to use the least amount of energy as possible in your exercises. You want to create energy without wasting it. So we really look at those body mechanics that cost us nothing to move our body into positions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on a simple thing called raising your arms. Now the average person, when they lift their arm up, they're lifting their arm up, and you can see that my elbow is out here. So when I raise this arm, I'm not raising it with my shoulder, I'm raising it with my neck and my trapezius muscle. And this is why we get those pains right in through our neck here. The proper way to raise your arms is by rotating your elbows inward. So if I take this bone and I rotate that and keep rotating the axis of the humerus, that would be this part here, my arm raises and will keep on raising. If I reverse the course of that axis, it brings my arms down. So this allows me to raise my arms up without engaging my neck or my shoulders. If you simply flip your hands over, this is the way you should be at your keyboard. If you raise your arm with your neck, you'll have pain, you'll have circulation, and you'll develop pretty bad pathology up in here. But if you push your elbows in, turn your hands over and work from here, you won't have any strain at all. Simple body mechanics. When we're going to be doing our next exercise is called holding the ball. So what I want to do is I want you to squeeze your elbows in and bring your hands up about to your face. Then, by pushing your elbows out, you will form a ball frame. The hands are pointing at each other. Now, there's a way of adjusting your elbows so that your arms actually flow. You don't have to engage this at all. Now that may take a little while to get because we tend to hold a lot of tension and we have a lot of adhesions going into it. So it might take a lot of wiggles before you finally find this little place where your arms hold themselves up. Now you know you're there when you can just move with your elbows. And by now you might be sensing a theme. The way we move our arms in Tai Chi is through our elbows, not through our hands. So by moving our elbows, we can push my elbow up and my arm will go up, raise it down. Simple. There's no resistance. This is the way animals move. Simple. It's like rocking a baby. You move your elbows, your arms will move. It changes the center of gravity and it takes the pressure off the joint. For those of you who are into physics, it's a cantilever. The arm literally cantilevers in place. No stress required. And that's how we move our arms. So what we're going to learn now is called preparation. We talked about the preparation footwork, where we put both of our feet together. And that's where we begin. So we're going to start in this position, and we're going to do a preparatory exercise of relaxation. But before we do that, we want to take our hands, and we want to take the index fingers and place them on the tips of the thumbs. Now the reason why we do that is because there is a pulse on the end of your thumb. And we want to feel that pulse. That gives us awareness as to where we are. So then we take these and we put it on the seams of our pants and we relax. So the first thing in preparation that we want to do is we want to balance the body upon the feet. Now, remember from our exercise, a relaxation, in order to relax a muscle group, you must initiate motion. So the first thing we do is we start to wiggle our legs and bounce them around to feel our tissues in our feet and our legs balancing themselves into a nice position. Then we balance our upper body upon the pelvis. And we do that with the same sort of motions until we feel the tissues settling down. And then we go with our head upon our shoulders. And when you get it right, it'll feel as though you're suspended from above. We look at a point in the distance. And as you look at that point, stay clearly within your body. Then we breathe. We contract and inhale. Feel the energy wave moving up. Relax and exhale. Now with each breath, feel your body move. Now it might wobble around a little bit, but we want to progressively relax the muscles with each breath. And we want each wave of energy to take more and more tension out of the body. So whenever you move into preparation, the goal is to get yourself rooted to the ground and feel everything melting through your bones, through your body. You want to feel as though, in a sense, you're a mannequin with clothes hanging upon it as your tissues drop with gravity. And that is preparation. So what we're going to do is introduce you to what we call holding the ball. Now, holding the ball is a movement, an exercise, a posture that is found in all internal arts. It's a posture designed to build your energy and help you to relax. It doesn't look very comfortable, but in time, you can easily sit into the position. So we begin from our preparation position. Reminding you now, and when we move into preparation, we want to balance our body upon our feet, front to rear, side to side. So the first thing that we do is we wiggle everything below the hips, and we fall into a relaxed position. Then we balance everything above the waist, head upon the shoulders, fingertips on the thumbs, till you feel as though you are suspended from above. Then we breathe. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Feel your body move with your breath. To move into holding the ball, we will have to move in a two-part phase through the attention position. I will demonstrate. First, we move the arms out, bringing the feet out. Then we sit into holding the ball. Now, as I said, holding the ball is an exercise for relaxation. So what we do when we're in this position is we start out with a 10 count progressive relaxation. And as we've done before, we do a checklist through the body. On 1, we relax the muscles of the face. We wiggle them out. On 2, we relax all the muscles around the head, shaking, introducing motion. On 3, we relax the brain. On 4, the neck, arms, hands, and shoulders. Now remember what I've told you about the cantilevered arm. This is a place where you want to make sure your arms are floating in place. On 5, we relax the muscles of the back. 6, the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. 7, the hips, pelvis, and buttocks. 8, we wiggle out the legs. 9, the ankles, feet, and toes. And 10, the whole body relaxes. So we want to do this quickly or slowly through the process, depending on how much time you want to place with this. To now move out of holding the ball, we allow our arms to move forward, and we let the feet roll out, and then we turn the hands into the the preparation position. Balance our body upon our feet, upper body upon the pelvis, head upon the shoulders. Now, as a drill, we will be working this as an exercise. But first, let's go over the details of how to move into holding the ball. As I said, we will have to move from the preparation position into the attention position into the Wu Qi position. Now, this is best done in bare feet, in socks, I should say, on a slippery floor. Because as a beginner, your shoes may grab and will hurt your knees. So we want to get used to moving into and out of these positions by just rolling your feet. So if you practice doing that, you'll start to notice that foot shape actually brings you into these positions. And honestly, you've been doing this all your life, but now you're actually paying attention to it. So once we understand and we feel comfortable moving with our feet, we will add the arms to that. So starting from the preparation, remember, we push our elbows in. Now, in this position, this elbows moving in is going to move us back just a little bit off of our front of our feet. Now I'll exaggerate that. Whoa, that was a big exaggeration. Okay, so I'm going to exaggerate that and move back. Now as I move back, I let my feet roll out. And as I push my elbows and a little hand pressure down, I sit. Now remember to sit. It's a swing theory. Don't go bending over. Just everything glides down. We're not using our quadriceps. To get out of swing theory, holding the ball, we allow our hands to move down. Now you see this starts to move me forward and then into preparation. So again, elbows moving in, feet move into the attention, and we sit into holding the ball. To move out, arms move down, feet in. Now this is not something you have to master. It's a movement drill. And drills will teach you to build skills. And these skills will show up in various times. So for this week, we want to work on moving into this posture. So once again, preparation, wiggle it out, align your body, then 1, 2. 10 count progressive relaxation. 1, wiggle the face. 2, the head. 3, the brain and the spinal cord. 4, the neck, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. 5, the muscles of the back. 6, the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. 7, the hips, pelvis, and buttocks. 8, wiggle out the legs. 9, the ankles, feet, and toes. And 10, the whole body relaxes. Then we move out and in. Balance the body. Circulate your breathing and energy way. And that is holding the ball. For your daily routine, we're going to do a movement drill of relaxation. And we will begin in the starting position of preparation. So we put our feet together, we balance our body upon our feet, front to rear, side to side, by wiggling the muscles of the legs. Then balance the upper body upon the pelvis, the head upon the shoulders, fingertips on your thumb, feel for your heartbeat. Get in touch with your heart, and that brings you into the present moment. We always keep our eyes open, so we look at a point in the distance. We don't go to that point, we just gaze at that point. If you keep your eyes still from twitting about, you'll get very focused and very relaxed. Let your body settle. Breathe. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Feel those cells moving. Allow them to relax the body and move the body. Preparation is a living position, not a rigid box. Now we're going to move into holding the ball. So we will bring the elbows in and move the feet out into tension, and then sit. 1, relax the muscles of the face. 2, the muscles around the head. 3, the brain and the spinal cord. 4, the neck, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Make sure your arms are floating. 5, the muscles of the back. Sit back and let those muscles relax. 6, the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. 7, the hips, pelvis, and buttocks. 8, relax the muscles of the legs. 9, the ankles, feet, and toes. 10, the whole body relaxes. We don't have to worry about our breathing and the holding the ball posture. Now, to close, we drop our arms out, bringing our heels in, toes, fingertips on your thumb. Balance your body upon your feet, front to rear, side to side. Upper body upon the pelvis, head upon the shoulders, and breathe. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Do this at your own pace. Feel the energy wave moving. Feel your body relaxing deeper and deeper. Now, let your breathing take care of itself as we move into holding the ball. 1, 2. Now, 10 count relaxation. 1, the face. 2, the head. 3, the brain and the spinal cord. 4, the neck, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. 5, the muscles of the back. 6, chest, rib cage, and abdomen. 7, the hips, pelvis, and buttocks. 8, relax the muscles of the legs. 9, the ankles, feet, and toes. And 10, the whole body relaxes. Just let it all settle. Feel gravity aligning you. Closing. Balance your body upon your feet. Upper body upon the pelvis. Head upon the shoulders. Breathe. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Feel your body move with your breath. Let your breathing take care of itself. 1, 2. Do your 10 count progressive relaxation. 1, the muscles of the face. 2, the head. 3, the brain and spinal cord. 4, the neck, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. 5, the muscles of the back. 6, the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. 7, the hips, pelvis, and buttocks. 8, relax the muscles of the legs. 9, the ankles, feet, and toes. And 10, the whole body relaxes. Let it settle down. Closing. 1, 2. Balance your body upon your feet. Upper body upon the pelvis. Head upon the shoulders, and breathe. Contract, inhale, energy wave up. Relax, exhale, energy wave down. Feel your body move with your breath. You want to practice this drill twice a day. Once when you start your day, once when you end your day as a relaxation. Before you begin this drill, start with your wiggles. Moving through your wiggles, then move into your preparation and breathe, and go through this cycle 3 times of preparation, relaxing from the bottom up, and holding the ball, relaxing from the head down. Then just center yourself and move on to your day. Well, now you have a lot of material to work with. So your practice routine will be something you must do on a daily basis. We want you to practice your breathing as often as you think about it. Remember to establish some sort of a ritual so that you would remember to practice it every day, because we have learned to never think about our breathing. You want to practice your whole routine twice a day, once when you start and once when you finish your day. You want to practice your progressive relaxation meditation, the guided meditation. This is very helpful. You want to listen to your sounds while you are going through your day. This will train your cells to relax, and they will also train your cells to move, which means every time you listen to the sound and your cells start to move, you are producing energy without any exercise. You will be producing more energy than you're using. So this is a very good thing. So we hope you enjoy your lesson, and we'll get started with lesson number 2 about regenerating